my main point for coming today is to just try to decompress about the last few days. 'Cause a lot. It's been a lot, and I've just been trying to reorient. I did my makeup, trying to look cute, but it was very hot today, so it didn't really work out. But you know, I still did it. With that also being said, uh, bitch, I'm not gonna show you what my legs look like, but I had to wear 4 of those giant band-aids. Bitch, it was not good. Hey, what up, Nina? I'm gonna survive. I'm gonna survive this, but sweetie, I like don't even really want to do this, but I feel like I have to. I got sneakers from Torrid like a few weeks ago, and they fell apart like literally on my feet. Like they were not stable. And they're literally why I fell off these stairs, bitch. Oh, you got a snap with that. But I fell off the stairs, and it was a situation where, like, because the torrid shoes were so fucked up, they literally, like somehow, like, I still have these demonic shoes. I'm gonna go find them. I still have them. And I'm telling y'all right now, don't get them. I swear to God, please do not do this to yourself. It's not worth it. I thought it was cute too, bitch. And do not drag me. I've only had these. Like the way they look like I had them for a while. That's not the case. It was just very bad weather, and then I spilled some shit on them. I don't want to go to. Listen, bitch. Once they start falling apart, I kind of just stopped caring about them. Like at first, I was keeping them clean. But when they start falling apart like this, I was like, these are not real shoes for the looking cute. But they looked cute in the beginning. Like on this side, like, bitch, this is what they were supposed to be giving. Look. They were supposed to be getting athletical. But, bitch, they start falling off in the back, too, bitch. The back start falling off. Then I ripped that piece off. I was like, no one's really going to be looking too hard at that. But then the other piece start falling off. Then this piece start falling off. I was like, bitch. Then the front. This is the part that got me fucked up out here. This is the part. This is why I literally fell. And I'm not gonna show you like my scars, but bitch, I have like 2 giant gashes on my fucking knees, and I have a gash here, and I have another gash here, and my fucking big toe on my left foot is fucked up. My ankle on this side feels so crazy, and bitch, the hospital lady was like, we can't really give you nothing more. That's some Tylenols, bitch. Like, like here's some band-aids. Like they're like good luck. Meanwhile, I have been disoriented ever since that shit. Like the way I caught myself with this arm is scraped up right here. It also feels like just fucked up. Like I just they wouldn't do no scan or nothing because I'm just like I feel off, and they're just like you just fell, girl. Like you don't have insurance, so baby, not here. I appreciate you. I'm crying right now. Not the big toe. What up, Dominique? Thank you so much. You know what? I miss the red so much. I really do miss orange hair. I was just telling my friend that I think I'm gonna dye my hair orange in like August on some fall shit, and then if by my birthday I'm not like obsessed again, I'm gonna just go pink. But those are my dreams, bitch. Those are just my dreams. I feel like now that my hair is black, I feel like I just want to leave it the fuck alone, let it just grow out. Um, but yeah, anyway, so I fucking fell. I went to the hospital, banged with fuck. And it's just honestly been really draining because it's been hard. Like, bitch, standing up, sitting down. It's just been. Listen, I feel like, plus I was in Chicago. I'm so glad to see you, babe. But yeah, no, I thought Torrid shoes was getting life, but they're not anymore, and it's really sad. With that being said, bitch, I got me some motherfucking little Just little stompers, you know what I mean? Little stompers, you know what I mean? From Target, bitch. All the Target sandals are on sale right now. For anybody who is like shabroke, don't even got $20 for a shoe, bitch. This shoe is $13, bitch. And the way this hoe has been helping me, bitch. And I don't even really like a platform. I don't really like a tall shoe. I really don't. But it's comfortable to walk in. No, that shoe fell, bitch. Hey, babe. Wow, Mr. Hash, you're so funny. You're such a funny person. Hey, great fabric. Yeah, no, like Torrid really did a lot. Y'all are sweet. But yeah, I just again before I go, just know Torrid, these sneakers do not play with these. I didn't see nobody else have this issue, and I am a fat bitch, so like it could really be that these shoes can't handle a certain caliber of fat bitch. But if you are under 380, 360, maybe these will work for you, bitch. But if you're over 360, 380, I wouldn't play with these because these shits were fall, they were crumbling, bitch. They were crumbling. And it was very embarrassing because it's not like they started breaking at the house. You feel me? They started breaking outside. They started breaking out in the earth, in the wild. So that shit was fucking alarming. And then like every time I was breaking a piece off, I just felt crazy because I was just like, I still want to wear these. And then bitch that I'm falling. So I look wild. I had to Neosporin. I'm healing very quickly. One thing that I did find was some thing called Rick Simpson oil. If you're unfamiliar, is basically weed that's been cooked down into a dark tar state. It's literally black in color, very, very, very dark brown, if not black. And I mixed that with the Neosporin, and it's been healing me like really quickly, which is really great. And it's been numbing out a lot of the pain, so that's been helpful. But the way that bitch, when I fell, I was carrying a soda, and when I fell, Matt was like helping this elderly man and his son carry him up the stairs in a fucking in his wheelchair. And so I was literally outside just on the ground, bitch. Just on the ground. And the way I was bleeding, bitch, and then on top of that, we had to go to the grocery store for something, and I just can't even remember how that all worked out in the end because, sweetie, I was just covered in fucking blood looking into him. It was a mess. Yeah, I'm flat-footed as fuck, and so I just feel like that's also another layer to this. Is like that foot is it just wasn't giving. It wasn't giving. My foot literally wasn't able to give in that shoe. It's unfortunate. But yeah, that shoe plotted on me. I do agree. Um, Fuck Toy was a sick pickle dick. That's how I truly feel. And I tried to reach out to them, and I really didn't get much of a response. Ooh, I forgot that. Yeah, turn the bitch off. Um, Happy Mother's Day indeed. I'm gonna be real. Ooh, why is my shit not charging? Why is my shit not? Okay, it's charging now. Hold on. Okay, so one other thing that I wanted to come here and say, because thank you for saying Happy Mother's Day. Mother's Day for some of us is not a happy day. I know several people who reached out to me who said that's not their day and they needed to escape on that day. And I just want y'all to know, some of us have to be our own mother, our own grandmother, our own auntie, our own friend, and grow up like just trying to like feel good and like feel safe. And so on today, bitch, I prioritize peace, ho. I prioritize peace. Alright, I went out with my roommate. They took me to this place I've never been before called Nephew or something. It's basically a botanical garden. I've never been to a botanical garden before. I didn't realize that. Like I thought I've gone to like a public garden, but I never went to a place that was like intentionally trying to create different like habitats and shit. And it's free to go there. Like they charge you for parking, but my friend taught me that like you ain't gotta really pay for parking. Like there's no way for them to catch you. So I literally was like, bet. So we went to the Botanical Garden for free, and and I got to see bonsai trees. I've never seen them before in my life. That was really cool. I got to see a chocolate tree, and they had chocolate pods. I looked for one to take one, but then I was like, and then watch me get put out, and then I can't come back. Like, all because I got that shit. And then I reminded myself, I was like, that shit don't even taste good. Like, cause I remember watching a video where they were like, the actual chocolate do not even taste good. Some people like it. But like it goes through a lot to turn into the Carmelo that I like. So I was like, let me not get put out here trying to steal a motherfucking chocolate treat, or a chocolate pie, because that would just be tragic. But it felt like, it felt like healing. It felt like I was healing my impulsive ADHD. Uh, mm, See, Nima, I appreciate you for saying that because, bitch, I called my mom, but the call, like, ain't really let me, like, talk to her. And I was grateful for that because between me and you, I never really cared too much about Mother's Day. Um, I feel like I feel sad sometimes because I don't have, like, a close relationship with my mom. But I usually try on Mother's Day to just do something that makes me feel good. And I didn't expect to enjoy the botanical garden. I didn't expect to enjoy being outside, to be honest. But I know, like, being in this apartment and, like, trying to be a hermit and trying to just focus on everything that I need to focus on, like, that's not the only way to live. Like, I have to focus on my things that I need to do. And I also need to make time to be out the fuck side. So, and, like, I've been a hermit for a few years. Like, I feel like when I was more online, like, I feel like it's more obvious probably, but, like, I feel like being in the house has felt safe. Being in the house has felt like the only control that I could have in ways. In the house, I feel like being houseless, being in another person's house, and just feeling kind of like if I'm here, then, like, like, that I have some access, I have some stability. And really, that wasn't true. So I feel like I'm just trying to, like, focus on creating community, shifting resources, being as authentic as possible, coming through being candid. Holly, thank you so much. Yeah, no, I just wanted to look cute today, but the way the sweat wasn't working my eyebrows, the way my eyebrows look so wild, like in real life, bitch, like in the softness of this room, I'm so grateful, bitch, because my makeup really, I'm out here with no setting spray in the summer, bitch, wild as hell. Um, Wow, I appreciate everyone hitting on me. I am not looking for romantic love right now. I'm focusing on my friendships and my community right now. I'm not focused on, like, finding love or anything like that, but I'm flattered. I appreciate you. With that being said, though, I want to also talk about this creator that I found recently. I don't know how we found each other. I have to believe that, like, the content that I've been talking about is what triggered this person to come into my algorithm. But their channel name is Flower Tower, FLOWERTOWER. If you've been following any of my, like, commentary about, like, being a multi-generational mixed person or being someone who is not black that has black ancestry, her content, in my opinion, like, popping out was, like, amazing for the simple fact that, like, she made a video where she shared a TikTok from someone who literally has, like, a very similar ancestry breakdown that I have. And she was, like, really using her ancestry, which is very close to biracial, to acknowledge that she is 60% black, and so that's why she is black, and just making no sense at all. And here's this black woman, like, taking what she shared and just being like, how is this making sense? Because again, these are questions that I've answered for myself, but there are a lot of mixed people out there who at some point may or may not do their DNA test. But that, like, while I don't want to say it matters that much, but I do think that it matters for me. I think that that shifted my energy around being a whole mixed person. However, I don't know all mixed people, and I can't speak for all of them. But for the ones that are socialized as black because their mixed parents say that they're black too, I can't call it, but I do think that, like, the ancestry test situation is something that is, like, it's just the duh, you know what I mean, in the conversation around like light skinned people and mixed race people. Because again, there are a lot of people who keep fighting about mixed people and light skinned people being like different, and like how there are light skinned black people and there are light skinned mixed people, and it's just like, I'm not trying to like be divisive. I think it's just like a reality that people don't want to think about, that like there are people gaslighting. Like I again, who wants to think that? Who wants to think that there are people, gaslighting folk? Like who wants to believe that there are people enacting the one drop rule backwards? Like who wants to talk about that conversation? Who wants to have that combo? And so it's being put on black women to have these combos, and it really shouldn't be. Like it really is on, on older mixed people who have perhaps like done the work to unpack their identity. And yet, like a lot of people having these conversations are creators like Flower Tower, who are younger black women, who are acknowledging the erasure, who are acknowledging the harm that's happening. And so, with that being said, I appreciate very much like creators like her, because again, like there are a lot of folks who have been gaslighting for so long, but there are black folk who will tell folk, that they are, um, like I've seen black folks fight for mixed people to be in black spaces, all while other black folks in the same space are like, no thank you. And just the ways that like people will bully black folks who are like not interested in allowing like mixed people to just like be saying anything, or doing anything in their spaces. And again, like it's a nuanced convo, because for a long time I didn't realize that that was a part of it. Like for a long time I didn't hold that there are some black folks who are so gaslit by us mixed people that they're deferring to mixed people, that they're desiring at times mixed people to be around them in spaces, and not necessarily intrinsically or naturally, based on socialization. And so it's one of those things where it's like I don't want anyone, like I personally as a mixed person don't ever want to be like looking down on anyone black for like not seeing how we mixed people harm them, because I feel like that's weird. But I also want to hold that like when that is unfolding, it's a very awkward conversation to be having. And again, I want to focus on the people being harmed, which are the black folks in the room who are being told shut the fuck up, who are being told that they're being divisive. That's who we should focus on. The people who are being outspoken and then being villainized and demonized for what exactly? For gatekeeping, for having self-esteem, for desiring people who look like them to be in the spaces that they're saying that they're there. Like it's like when you really think about it, the psychopathy of light skinnedness and mixedness and the desiring of the other, the non-black, the non-white, the middle, like that is a privilege in a way that like people will maybe think we've talked about white supremacy too much at this point. And in my humblest opinion, and just from what I'm noticing, the conversation on white supremacy is holding the attention, while meanwhile all these other privileges are running a fucking muck, and they're all connected to white supremacy. But if we keep focusing on white supremacy instead of the gambit of the kaleidoscope really of anti-blackness, we allow, or not allow, I think allow is not a good word, but we're focused so much on the white people that there are a lot of conversations that happen where people are like, wait, the person who's doing the harm is marginalized. I don't know if they're doing harm then. Like that's really what where the combo goes. Like by focusing on white people and white standards and whiteness so hard, like like it's kind of like the argument like when people talk about R. Kelly and they're like, oh well, Epstein, and like there's all these people who will pop out and be like, well, this person didn't go to jail, and it's like that's the argument, that this white person didn't experience justice, so this black person shouldn't either. Hmm. Hmm. And again, like what are we really talking about? Like when we say that like the color of a person is why they do or do not deserve to be critiqued. Like that's a slippery fucking slope, is it not? And so again, like in okay, in the context of like just where we're at, just in the context of where we're living at right now. I'm crying. I'm crying. Joe, I feel like you always come in here and say some shit. Because last time you came in here, you said I look like the caterpillar from fucking Bug's Life, and I actually really did in that moment. So I'm gonna just give you some props, because you always pop out with some fucking random ass shit, and I be dead ass looking like it too. You be making me sick. You be making me sick. I support Palestine. And as far as Kendrick or Drake, like let's be serious, like both of them are not really good options. They both have issues. They both got things going on. Obviously, Kendrick is saying a lot of things that we appreciate, but at the same time, Kendrick has some prior situations. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. My son brought me some pizza from the grocery store, and it got burned up. But I actually like it like that. I'm one of those weird bitches. Again, pro-Palestine bitch. If you fuck with Israel, you could actually be, like, that would be great. You could actually go. Would appreciate that, please. Um, yeah, no, the comments are getting to, okay. I'm fucking tired. Nah, it's bad. Um, but yeah, no. I've literally just been trying to like just keep my motherfucking mental health together. Cause me falling, bitch, I'm gonna be real with you. I can't tell you the last time I fell. Like I can't tell you the last time I fell. I don't remember. It's been very long. So the fact that I fell, bitch, the fact that I was laying there for a long time, the fact that my whole shit feels crazy, like I've been either laying down or I've been getting a snack or some water. Like it's really not been too much. But the way my motherfucking knees look, bitch. Oh my god. Why my friend thought I had a skateboarding incident? I was like, bitch, when you see me on a skateboard, like that's how crazy it looks. It literally looks like I've been X Games mode. Bitch. What in the fuck? Like, I was mad as fuck I was looking at the phone like skateboarding. When have you seen me on a skateboard? What in the little Tunchi? Like, this has nothing to do with skating or boarding. But that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at, bitch. I look like a skater that got tore the fuck up. Wow, I look like y'all really going nuts today. Like, it's really, like, I'm not saying stop, but, like, I'm just saying, like, y'all are really doing a lot. Again, like, y'all do what y'all do. And yes, I'm making some bacon so I can have a BLT, bitch. I have some motherfucking Whitney hoe. That's what I'm focused on right the fuck now. And I'm gonna take a motherfucking long ass nap, sis, cause sweetie, it's the way my legs, like I literally felt like, why I gotta wake up and use these legs? Like that's how fucked up my legs are right now, bitch. Like even standing here just talking to you, like the folds of my knee are literally gone. Like every time I move, like the folds of my knee are literally scabs, bitch. Like I'm sorry to be gross, but it's like I'm in pain. Like I'm in so much fucking pain, and I've just been trying to fucking take it easy. I've been trying to just take it as easy as I motherfucking can. Cause I'm not feeling the best. And going outside with my friend is really sexy. I'm really grateful that I have a friend that likes to take me to the park and shit. Gardens and shit. That was very fucking lovely. But bitch. Ooh. I just been out of it. I just been real fucking out of it. That was just not a good moment for me. And now I'm just genuinely trying to. I'm just like, ooh, just heal. Yeah. Listen, it's okay. There are no children on the app. There's no kids on the app. Well, there's kids on the app, but they're not on here. This is a 21 plus live or 18 plus live. So if you're under 18, please leave. Um, if you're under 18, I promise you, we ain't about to talk about another book report. We're gonna talk about libraries and shit. It's about to be hella boring for you. You're not gonna enjoy it. We're gonna talk about the fiscal responsibility of the United States and the conflict in Gaza. Like we have a lot of conversations. So it's time to get up out of here. It's about to be real C-SPAN up in this bitch. Um, no, libraries and shit. Yeah, they're funny. Oh my god, can we smoke weed together? I just want to smoke one with y'all, cause honestly, it's still in my body. It's not bodying. Also, I feel like I don't know if I said this, but I'm about to have a new roommate. I'm kind of shook. I'll be real with you. But at the same time, I'm actually really fucking excited. I don't want to give so much of her tea away because like she's like low key internet famous, but like she's a trans woman who has been just doing some really cool things like around biology. And today when like we went out together and she took me to the gardens, like she was just telling me so much about the birds and the plants, and like it was just such a healing trans elder, trans youth. And you know what's even fucked up? She's younger than me. She's 3 years younger than me, and I feel like she's so much older than me. Like her energy is just so grounded, and like I can feel like her like therapy. Like I can feel that she's been healing. Like it's just delicious in her presence. Thank y'all. Y'all are sweet. But yeah, no, I'm grateful as fuck to have met her, and that we're gonna be living together. We're Nat is gonna be living here too. Yeah, it's wild. It's all wild. It's very like a trans fucking happenstance situation, but I think I shared before that like the woman that I said that's gonna be living with us, like uh, she had a situation with her partner. Um, no, literally no. Like her energy is just so refreshing. She's just been decolonizing, and I can feel it. Like I can feel the work she's done to get there, and it just feels so delicious in her presence. But she and I were talking a while ago. Um, mm, I just feel like I don't want to do too much, but I'll say this. Here's the thing. Being around people who are depressed is, I mean, here's the thing. I have depression. I know my ass be depressed as fuck. But I do think that like being around people who are like self-aware, I think that's what I'm trying to say. Like she's very self-aware. She's just a very interesting character also. And I feel like one thing that I really love about her is that when I'm with her, I feel like she practices love versus punishment. And I feel like that's a big part of connection for me these days is like people who practice like loving me and show me love versus trying to punish me. And I feel like some people that I've been close with, like they didn't know how to love me when they were hurt by me or when they were upset with me. Like they immediately went into punishment mode, and so I just find like I don't want to say like I've hurt her, But like me and her had some like conversations where I was very candid with her about certain behavior of other people, and I feel like she held what I said, and then also was able to like in this very like beautiful way. I felt like she found a way to kind of connect her own story with what I was sharing, and never really like leaned into blame or shame, but absolutely led into like the perspective that like I wasn't seeing, and was offering so much support and love and care that I found myself in the midst of like just like I found myself transforming, even though I felt like I was complaining about another person not transforming. Like I found myself realizing, damn, I too need to like shift and transform. Like it's not just about this person. And so I love people like that. Like I really appreciate people who make you think. Like when you come to them with a problem that you think is really just the other person. I love when those people can be like, actually, like, do you see this side of it? Like, do you see how this can be also unfolding as well? It's just shit like that really just, oh shit. Oh shit, oh shit. Okay. Um, but yeah, no, I'm slightly terrified, honestly, of being like that way. I feel like there are times where I'm very much more invested in being the one who is right than being the one who is listening to what people are saying, and getting my feelings and my hurts across, and that sucks, you know? Like, I feel like I'm definitely, like, seeing ways that, I wasn't really focused on having the conversation as much as I was invested in winning the conversation. And I honestly had a moment where I was looking into my birth chart. I cannot remember the website, but next time I come, I'll bring it. But if you type in like uh, birth chart tarot spread, it might come up. But it's basically a website that allows you to like turn your birth chart into a tarot spread. And for the longest time, like I was thinking only major arcana because I know them the most. But the minor arcana actually deals with like dates and time more specifically than the major. And so when I was looking into it, it was giving me all this info about how I actually have the five of fucking swords in my Venus. And if people are not familiar with tarot, that's fine. Like the Five of Swords is unfortunately a card that is doing very much what I just described. It's a person that wants to win, even though like the winning isn't the point. Like the point is connection, community building, empathy, compassion. Like being so focused on being the one that is winning and being the one that is the best and being the one that is doing the most right thing, that like there's no room for the other person to transform, there's no room for the other person to even have honor in the middle of the battle. And so unfortunately I feel like I really had to sit with that and be like, damn, fucking website, you punched me in the goddamn head. But it was a good punch because I feel like it really it really just gave me a little bit of perspective on like how sometimes I'll be in a relationship and I'll really be fighting with these folks, and like I don't really like what we're fighting about doesn't fucking matter. Like there's many moments where I realize like what the content of the fight, or rather like the seemingly the spark of the fight, that shit does not matter. There was a lot of other shit going on, and now like it's become something else. And then because maybe I think to myself, oh, this isn't really about that. I think I know now what the fight's really about, and now I'm operating like I fucking have secret intel. And it's like, what is the fight about now? And again, like I've definitely been in relationships where I was more focused on like being the one that did the good thing or did the right thing. And like I think it's a very Capricorn take, honestly. Even though it's a Venus and Aqua, I feel like there's this energy of like, well, I didn't do this. I feel like if you ever watched Queer Love Ultimatum, Lexi, oh my god, that is pure Capricorn energy, and it was just like it made me like very embarrassed in retrospect because I feel like I fight just just like that. Like I have no curiosity. I go hard into my judgment, and I be wrong, or I be like limiting what that other person could potentially be doing or be. And I see that. Like I don't want to be the person that's always thinking that I know, but I be acting like that though. Definitely do. And yeah, as I said, um, I have the Five of Swords in my fucking Venus. So, unfortunately, I like to, like it even said, like sometimes it can be sexy to have a little spicy, little back and forth. But it's like usually you're going overboard and it's not as fun and spicy as it could be because like you really actually want to win the conflict. And conflicts ain't really about winning. It's about hearing each other, right? Like if you hurt me or I hurt you, what the fuck is a winner in that situation? Like who could ever be the winner there? And so I'm trying to just remind myself that like the conflict a lot of times it started a long time ago. Jay, thank you so much. You're sweet. And maybe the trigger came from 10, 20, 30 years ago. Like, there's a lot of question marks around conflict for me now. I don't really be thinking I know much of anything, and I try to just ask more questions, but I don't know. I don't know. So I definitely be thinking I be knowing shit, and then I be learning. No, actually, I didn't know shit. I was projecting, you know? So I'm just trying to lean more into the I don't know to maybe so, because real talk, it's been hard to think that I was right all the damn time. Like it's been really hard. I've been doing it for a long time, but I'm tired now. I'm not. Yeah, I'm tired of being uncurious. Like I'm tired of projecting on people and not hearing them when they're communicating. And honestly, bitch, like I said, if you can find the tarot cards that are connected to your chart, bitch, I think it might offer you some healing too. Because I'm telling you, seeing them Five of Swords had me like, damn. Because I feel like even when I think about my exes, I think about how like if I were to talk about it, I would be like, oh well, they did this, they did that, and it's like, okay, but like I don't know. I just feel like in retrospect, I feel like I'm seeing like the ways that I'm like operating in love as like wanting to be a winner. And I feel like I need to like really check that and like ask myself like, how can we win in a relationship? Like how can we win in a collaboration? That's not the spirit that should be there. And so if I know the spirit is there, what can I do to like mitigate that? What can I do to make it work for me? So we try to figure it out. Listen, bitch, I'm glad too. I'm glad I'm listening. I hope you got your weed or your snacks or whatever, bitch. We just kicking it. Thank you for hanging out. Um, but yeah, no, I've just been like trying to take it easy, bitch. Like I said, I fell the other day. I ended up having to go to the fucking hospital because I was just off as fuck. And I really wasn't sure what had happened. I thought I had fucked up one of my back discs or some shit because even my walk, my bend, my big toe, I'm still not convinced it's not sprained, but the healthcare in this country is really not fucking with hoes. Like, they're not fucking with hoes these days, bitch. They're not. They are not, bitch. If you could walk up in there, Biggie, they're not about to x-ray shit. Like, they're not x-raying no legs, no feet, no toe. It's really tragic, but that's where we're at. So I just been trying to heal myself, putting a bunch of salve, a bunch of RSO oil on my whole body. Like, that's why my whole shit is delayed right now. I'm like, raw. Because I have over 800 milligrams just on me topically. And so even though, like, I can't feel all the pain, there's still that pain that comes from when like your knee skin tries to like retract. Like that's the thing about the pain I got. Like when I fell, I scraped all the skin off of both of my fucking knees, and it feels so crazy. Like my knees are numb as fuck, but also tender and covered in scab, and the scab is so fucking gross. And it's like a very obvious injury. It's not like I could just like walk around and chill. I also can't wear any pants, and it was raining yesterday. Like putting on, like I had to cut some of my leggings because I just could not wear leggings, bitch. I have to have my legs out, and Phoebe is one of the rainy months. So this should have just been fucking bizarre, but I'm just hoping that I heal. That's how I hope. I just hope that I keep on fucking healing. Because my body still feels crazy, and like my ankle still feels crazy too. Like I just feel like the shit that's like internal, like not the external pain. I'm just hoping. Yeah, it's really fucking sick. Uh, and bitch, band-aids cost mad money these days. Oh my fucking god, bitch. Fuck. Holy fuck. Bitch, they wanted $4 for 7 band-aids, ho. The big joints. Not even like, not the biggest joints. Like the step down before the biggest joints. Like the medium big square. They said, it's gonna be 4 and change. I'm like, bitch, fuck you. See, that's the thing. I've been coding it in Neosporin and RSL, but it's like it sucks it up so quickly. Like I feel like the RSL makes it like jumpstart the healing, which makes it like get crustier and crustier. Like it's very wild. Like it's like for what it was a few days ago, I'm shocked, but I feel like the aggressive healing is also why it's painful. Because it's like crusting and like trying to turn in the skin. It's also hot as fuck outside. It's just been a lot. But I appreciate you for saying that. Like, trust me, like, I got all the oils, butters, lotions, potions, coconut oils, everything. Just a whole mixture. But it still is like, it's so fucking hard. And I'm sorry, it's just gross. It's just gross. But I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I fucking live at the hotel. Because, like, bitch, if I would have broke my shit, I would not, bitch, I don't know if I would come up on here. I'm going to be so for real. If I had broke my shit, sweetie, the way I would be laid up in bed, the way I would have Nat holding my shit like this, and I'm just like, sweetie. Like, that's the first thing I thought when I laid on the ground. I was like, bitch, don't let me have broke my leg. Because that would be fucking tragic. And bitch, when I fell, nobody was around. And so I felt like extra goofy because I was really crying. I was really laying on the ground like, ah. And nobody came, bitch. I was on the ground for like probably 2 fucking minutes, but it felt like eternity, bitch. And I was just like, ah, ah. And I had dropped the soda too, so it was hella dramatic, bitch. Like, I feel like, I don't know, like, I know nobody was around, or if they was about to be, they left. Because, sweetie, woo! And then the way I had to pick myself up, bitch, and the way I had to get up without my knees, that's the other part. And I had to get up without my knees touching the ground again because they were completely bloodied. Sorry. Sorry to tell you that tale, bitch. It's so gross. Like, I'm so distressed. But I'm still crying at my friend being like, bitch, were you skateboarding? But it made me think about how I really do want to longboard again because I really loved it when I did, but I don't have no insurance. So there's a part of me that's like, bitch, if I get hurt on the longboard, like, what am I gonna do? So, with that being said, bitch, I want to get a bike down fuck, like, super badly. I feel like I'm a little bit, like, I have been in a situation with a bike before, absolutely. Um, Actually, fun fact, I bought a bike a million years ago. Like, this is gonna sound crazy, but my very first credit card, I bought a bicycle, and the bicycle fell apart, and like I almost got hit by a bus, and they literally sent me back like the money for the bike completely, and then they literally like deleted the company, bitch. It's a whole thing. It was a whole mess. But what up, Mish? But at the same time, um, that was the only time I really had like a bad bike situation. Thank you. I wish. I wish. I wish I could. I wish I could surf. I wish I could go do something in the water and just, get my glide on. Like, I would love that. But I'm here for now. I really don't know though. Because, like, now that, like, my new roommate, like, yo, I just feel like I did a reading on her chart and, like, I feel really positive about her being here. Like, I feel like her energy is so healing, so calming, so loving, so fun. Like, she is such a breath of fresh air. And I'm so grateful for her. I will say that there's a little bit of like romantic tension, but I told her straight up, I was like, look, I was like, I don't know what's going on with me and Nat right now, and I ain't trying to be fucking all my roommates. You feel me? That was my energy. I was like, I could probably fuck one of y'all, but I cannot be fucking with y'all. That just feels like a lot. That feels like a lot. It's feeling like a lot. Oh my god. My goodness. But yeah, no, I'm just really grateful that I get to um, just learn so much. Like this woman, like the way she was sharing with me so abundantly. But she made me think of one of my exes too, bitch, because there was a moment where she was telling me about the birds and like what the song, like what bird was doing what song. And then I immediately thought of Christopher and the moment that I like fell in love with him. Like we were out in the forest and like he heard a father bird teaching its baby a song, and he started crying, and I was like, that's the love of my life. Like I was like, the love of my life would like hear a bird teaching another bird a song, and like yes, like that is it. Like this motherfucker was straight up bawling. It was just like, oh my god, like ah. And I'm just like, and like it was the same situation. Like they were teaching me all this cool stuff about nature, and I don't know. I got kind of sad because it's like I feel like some exes like y'all be talking to, that's cool. I'm not hating. I'm just saying like, sweetie, like I had one of my exes hit me up and tell me that their new boo was like thinking I was a bitch because I didn't reach out to them for their birthday. Meanwhile, I'm like, sweetie, you're engaged to this woman. Why would I reach out? I just feel like for me, if we're exes, I kind of don't care what happened at the end. I don't want to pop up on you. Like, I do be wanting to, but like, when he said that shit, I was just so disturbed. I was like, and this is my first boyfriend, like, for real, like, in college, and I was just kind of like, why would you want to hear from me? Like, you cheated on me. Like, what the fuck? Like, I feel like that's even crazier. Like, not you cheated on me, but you think I should say happy birthday to you. Bitch. He was a delusional Aries, though. Honestly, I'm talking to Aries right now, and the delusion. I love it, though. I'm gonna be so for real. I love a little Aries delusion. Um, but yeah, no, I just want to come and just like be candid with y'all about like just being in pain and feeling like shit, but also fighting through it, bitch. Also fighting through it. Also, motherfucking trying my hardest to stay in community because whew, there would definitely be times where I just want to like disappear and go into the woods and live in a tiny house cottage or some shit and just mind my fucking business. But I just feel like that's not realistic for me. Unfortunately, like I just feel like I have to exist. Like I desire to be perceived in this way that I feel like for a time I didn't really think I would want to um, carry on like being like perceived. I know some people don't think it's that deep. I know some people like really think like we're in like an influencer age and like it's just like normal. But like the more that I like, just the more that I sit with like how much we're able to perceive people, like or even like the idea that we're really actually perceiving anybody when we're all able to curate exactly who we want you to see, like just the ways that like being online has in ways desensitized some of us to like just what it takes to actually be putting yourself on a camera and daring to try and make an impact or even gain the attention that you're seeking. Like, there are people that put out videos and they get people that watch them that don't like them. And there are a lot of critiques. And so I appreciate being able to come here and say whatever the fuck I want to say and be held. Um, but I feel like I have so many desires. Like, there's so many things I want to do. Like, I really was feeling bad. Like, for so long. And I didn't realize how much so, bitch. Like, I really did not realize how much I was just, like, in a depression. But I was just trying to, like, I was just trying to muscle through it. But at this point, I'm very much committed to, like, living a life that I don't want to run away from. I don't want to escape from. Like, and that's not been ever really my goal. Like, I feel like my goal has really been to escape a lot. And so I'm really focused on trying to just be present and like where I'm at. And I don't know, like I feel like I'm finally in a space where I can like not mask and like try to like be what anybody else wants me to be. Like I'm no longer interested in like performing to be liked or to be received in a particular way. Like I'm actually in a space where I really feel comfortable like just being honest about where I'm at and what I'm going through. But at the same time, like I know that I think I don't know. I just feel like being in a space mentally where you're feeling self-aware or you're feeling open to communicating or being perceived. Like I know I'm high as hell right now, and I know I'm just like saying a lot of things. But the crux of what I'm trying to get at is like I'm grateful to like still be here and like to be able to share where I'm exactly at. Um, and I look back at like old videos or old content I created, and like I just wanted to like have attention. Like I just wanted to be perceived. Like I just wanted to be cared about. And I'm at a point where I'm realizing like, baby, you gotta do that shit for yourself. Like you have to perceive yourself. Like you have to like do a lot of things for yourself, and then it can matter like in a healthy way what other people are offering or sharing with you. But I think for a long time I was like externalizing my need, and there are lots of ways I can bring love to myself, and so I'm really focused on that right now. Really focused on trying to bring love to me, really focused on trying to love on myself, like trying to figure out what the fuck that looks like. But sometimes, I know I thought that I was being loving towards myself, but I think, unfortunately, when you're coming from like a traumatic family life, like what love is to you is not necessarily love. And even having to hold that for myself, like even having to like travel back to my child self and think about the things that I experienced and the things that I thought were good, and realizing they weren't. Um, the comments are very interesting. They're so fascinating today. I really don't know what anybody's on, but I really wish everybody luck in your comedy career. You're all very funny. Um, I hope that y'all are writing these bits down other places, not just in the comment section. I hope you are getting your notes apps together. I'm sure you got it. I'm sure you got it. Yeah, no, Matt is with their baby moms and their baby at a barbecue, and they invited me, but I was like, today is really a day for me to like not think about how my mother has failed me. Like I really feel like Mother's Day always stresses me because like I don't have a good mother or a good relationship with her either. But I'm also sitting with the reality that like, what is a good mother? I'm not trying to play nobody, but I'm just saying that like there are a lot of us who have had relationships with women who were our first caretaker, our first everything a lot of times, and that relationship can really, lead us to just crave certain shit or be in certain rooms. And I feel like for me today, especially, I just wanted to feel good. I just want to feel good. What up, Christian? I just want to feel good. I want to feel the sun on me. Um, I wanted to just be in nature. I wanted to Uh, I got to sniff a gardenia today, and this like giant like bush of lavender. That gardenia smells so fucking good, and it just felt like damn, like it really just felt like a day that a normal person would have, and I just felt like so many different types of ways, like after like these past few years in general, honestly, about like what I deserve and who I am and everything. And I just feel like I'm at a point where it's like I deserve happiness, just all the time. And I think a lot of the pain that I hold on to is from childhood and from just not knowing enough. And I'm trying to like just be gentle with myself because like sometimes we just don't know enough. That is our crime. And so I'm just trying to like allow myself to fuck up and also be kind to myself. I feel like the same thing about my business. Like I've been trying to just remind myself like, there is somebody right now who is CEO, COO, CFO of a company that's not doing the best. Absolutely. And they gotta still go out there and be like, we're sorry, the company fucked up. Like, they still gotta make their rounds and figure it out. So I'm trying to just remind myself, like, it feels good as fuck when I get those comments from people. Like, my clients are so vocal about what they love. I feel like it's a little harder to be the CEO when you're not doing the best. Like when you're doing good, oh my god, I love the comments. I love the energy, but I've not been doing the best. And so it's been really hard to like just hear how fucked up much it has been. It's been really hard to sit with how much I've had to shift and how much, even though things are out of my control, I still gotta say sorry because it's on me essentially, right? And so I know that from a business standpoint, but I'm also trying to like be mindful that like I don't gotta move like a company. Like I don't have to move like how I've seen companies move. I don't have to be hollow and be on some I'm so sorry for your inconvenience and like act like I don't care. Like, cause I genuinely do. Like that's the only like anybody who's close to me knows I've tried to figure out some way to like get them to help me with my business, bitch, some way because I know I can't do this alone, and I'm grateful that I haven't had to do it alone for a while. Like, I'm grateful that like the past few months I've actually had support around the business, but it was not enough. And I don't say that to be like pointing fingers at anybody. Honestly, it's just the reality of the situation is that I needed more help than I understood. And I think like every year that I've run this business, I thought it was getting better. This year was the first year that I was like, it may be getting worse. So I'm definitely open to suggestions if people have like bought from me in the past or had an experience they didn't like or were scared to share because they just didn't want to like have an awkward confrontation. I am genuinely trying to be vulnerable in this moment and not give like I don't give a fuck because I genuinely do, obviously. And I really just want to I want to just like give the energy that like I care like about the service that I'm providing. I care about like how y'all feel. And I also care about getting better. Like I want to improve. Like I don't think that how my business is running has been the best at all. And I just I want to do the best I can. But I also know that means like asking for support in ways that I probably haven't thought of yet, you know? So this is me thinking. And just trying to, to ask what folks are thinking. But again, I know not everybody here even knows I have a business, even knows what I do, and that's fine. That's just fine. With that being said, if you are interested in plant medicine, I'm also, actually, I just started working, bitch, oh my god, bitch, oh my god, actually, good news. But I started working with this micro herbery, and so basically it's an herb shop that specializes in like herbs that are harder to find, but also not limited just to herbs. There's also spices, and the price point on these spices are just fucking amazing. I'm gonna have more information coming soon, but I'm gonna be able to offer rose petals, bitch. I'm gonna be able to offer if people are looking for MSG, I'm gonna be able to offer MSG. I'm just really excited. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Yes, I love. Listen, I'm definitely open to sliding scale. Like I have a lot of different price points I can work with, and I definitely try to always throw a perk in. And if you know what kind of perk you like, even better. But if you don't know, we just try to figure it out. Either some more flowers, some gummies. Like sometimes I'll offer some RSO oil because again, like some of us don't want to smoke the weed, or some of us need it for our body pain. So I've been trying my best, but I know that I haven't done the best for everybody. And that's the only reason, that's like literally the only way I'm mentally getting through this is like I'm trying to remind myself that like everybody's not mad at me. There are some people annoyed with me. There are some people very frustrated. Absolutely, but everybody's not mad. I feel like I'm never gonna make everybody happy, but I'm working to make most people happy. I feel like I'm working on 100%, but if I don't hit it, I know that that was probably not realistic, but I'm still working towards the 100%. And I hope folks understand, like, I'm not intentionally trying to fuck up at all. Like, if I could be perfect, I would be. Like, if I could have no issues, that's what I prefer. But since I know that I'm gonna have issues, I'm trying to also remind myself that this is not the time to stop. This is the time to go harder. But yeah, as I was saying, the by the pound place, but I was telling you about, like, they literally like have like soap, like Castile soap. They have vintage jars that are free, and you can take them as you want. So I've been really thinking about like just trying to offer like different jars for folks. They also have honey, local honey, $8 a pound, bitch. Sweetie, the way I was paying like $20 for a pound of honey, and it was local too. But babe, babe, and the coolest part is you can bring any jar you want and fill up any container with any herb. So that is one of the draws for me is that like I'll be able to like get a free jar of any different type of size and also be able to get a bunch of herbs. And I'm just really excited to provide new things because I know one of my friends I recently met out here, she was asking me about smoking lavender, and she did not know that you could smoke lavender or rose petals. And so I've put a lot of people on to smoking rose petals, and I've been making my own little like smoking blends and stuff, like just trying to like get myself off tobacco. I know some people are really into tobacco, really smoke a lot of tobacco. This is not to shame you. This is just to name that like there's other herbs that mimic tobacco. That buzz that you get, that flavor, especially menthol, you can get from cedar tips, and they are worth it. They are worth your time. But I'm grateful AF that I get to have access to the things I have access to. Like I'm just in a whole new city, and even though Detroit had a lot of great things in it, I do not miss Detroit at all, bitch. And I mean no shade, but I just feel like Detroit, woo, bitch. Like I'm in the forest now. Like that's the difference right now. Like I'm literally in the forest. Like I'm literally in the woods. But I'm still in the city. Like Detroit, I'm not gonna say there's no forest or no woods, but I didn't see it. I didn't really see it. And on top of that, like I wouldn't say I hear a lot of noise of the city and shit. But out here, I don't hear shit. Like I have to leave my house to be in the city, but the city is less than 15 minutes away from my house. And a lot of the places that are around my house are places that I would naturally want to go. There's a lot of green space. Like I don't have to walk very far to be in the woods or to be near water or to be near nature. And so I'm just grateful that I get the access that I'm getting. I'm also really surprised that like everyone that I got close with in Hazel Park when I lived out there literally commutes out here and hangs out here way more than Detroit. which I think is a sign between me and you. Like, I think it's a fucking big sign that, like, I was always supposed to come out here. Because it's like, how the fuck I lived around the corner from somebody that I literally never kicked it with when I was living there. Now, I moved almost an hour away. And I'm somehow seeing them and talking to them more and more. I just feel like location is really, I feel like location really matters, like so much more than we think. And I feel like being in Detroit was just, it was just draining. And it was gray in this way that was just really, I don't know, like there's just so much out here to do, to see. Also, bitch, when I went to the gas station, because right before my friend and I got back from the garden, I had to stop and get papers, and I went inside the gas station, and there was a woman and her man in there, and I'm just waiting in line, and she turned around and she started complimenting me, and she went to go grab my fucking titty. I ain't never seen no shit like that before. And she was cute, and we was laughing and kikiing or whatever. But her man popped out talking about something she don't mind if we share. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I ain't, yo! Honestly, I've been avoiding the couples, like the freaky couples on Hinge and fucking Plenty of Fish, OK Cupid, BLK, Field, all Bumble. Y'all know what I'm talking about. If you're not a single bitch, then you're not gonna understand. But the freaky couples, bitch, I've been avoiding them online for a reason, bitch. Why did they pop up on me at the gas station? And it was crazy because they was both trying to fuck me at the same time. Meanwhile, the gas station dude, like he just watching. He just eating popcorn, laughing and shit. And I'm literally looking at both of them. I'm trying to be nice. But the girl, she really went to go touch my titty. I was like, and then the man started laughing. I'm like, y'all are wild. I did give him my burner number because, bitch, honestly, again, I feel like I'm thinking about getting into stand-up comedy. And I just feel like this might be a good story. Again, am I attracted? I feel like the girl is cute. The boyfriend, like, he not bad looking or nothing. But you ever just see somebody with a man and just be glad that somebody got him off the streets? You know what I mean? Just got him. Like, I'm just glad somebody got you, bro. Like, I'm glad somebody snatched you up, took you out of here, and got you over there. I'm just glad they got you. Like, that's where I'm at with it. Like, it's no shade, but it's like, he not the cutest man. Like, he okay. But the girl really is beautiful. However, um, she really did try to grab my fucking titty, and then she gonna leave me a voicemail. Why the voicemail got transcribed, and all it said was, I'm so sorry. The voicemail, I didn't listen to it. I just read what it said. It said, "Hey Arnold, period, baby shark." And I sent her a screenshot and said, "Why the voicemail said this?" And she just sent me back, LMAO, cracking the fuck up. I was just like, okay, but like, what do that mean? Like, again, I met them at the gas station. I don't know what's gonna happen next. I really am actually kind of like I'm slightly nervous, but I feel like the freaky couples just be out here, and no judgment. Like if you and your boo know that y'all are like out here like with life, but I just feel like there's just something about it that's a little too aggressive for me. It's like it's not a lot when one person is telling you openly they want to fuck you. When it's a team, when it's a team like rolling up on you, like we both trying to fuck, like okay, like calm down. Oh my god, you scared the hoes. The hearts are just to show love. The hearts are just to show love, but they might give me $1. I don't know, bitch. I can't call it, but it might be some money. It might be some money in there. Let me stop. I'm playing, bitch. I really don't know. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for the dollars. But yeah, no. Um, but yeah, no, the freaky couple, they hit me up. That was cute or whatever. But yeah, bitch, like, I feel like if I'm being so real, okay. Oh my god, I'm fucking crying. Now I know that's a 12, bitch, 'cause I don't even ride dick. That's fake. That's a false allegation right there, bitch. I'm a bottom hoe. How dare you? Put some respect on my back. I'll never use my knees for nobody, let alone a man. Hell no. Like, shout out to the people that be riding. Like, you're two American heroes, but I'll never do that. For what? No. They be like, turn around. I'd be like, I'd rather not. Just saying. Some of us are fuckers. Some of us are fuckies. Yes, I do have a big back. And whatever. Ah! I'm crying at the I would assume. I'm crying at the I would assume. They so polite and fat phobic, ain't they? Anyways, I feel like I really just want to come here and just talk my shit. Honestly, like I feel like I'm at the end of it, but I have more to say because there were other things that I was thinking. Oh, sidebar. This is unrelated to everything. Is it really? This whole time? Thank you for telling me. But yeah, as I was saying though, um, okay, this is unrelated to really everything. And trigger warning for Amanda Seals, because like I got called a hater last time I talked about her. I just want to put it out there that it's okay when I'm a hater. It's okay. Like I'm fine being a hater. That's okay. But Amanda Seals, bitch, why she brought her mom on the show? And I'm like, y'all really are playing in people's faces. Like her mom is clearly mixed. Like why are we playing this game? Like I mean this with so much fucking love, but like it was bizarre how people was like with their whole chest being like Amanda's not mixed, and I'm literally looking at her mom. I'm literally looking at her mom. I'm literally looking at her mother's pictures from her being young, and I'm like, sweetie, her mother looks damn near white. Like, especially when she was younger. And when she's older, definitely got some melanin, for sure. Some, for sure. But, sweetie, that is a whole mixed lady. Like, it's okay, but I don't know. I feel like she's doing the thing that my mama does, and where she's like, well, I have black ancestry, so, and just going with it. But I feel like people, you know what, SH, I appreciate you for saying that because, again, like, I was never trying to be disrespectful to her. I was just trying to acknowledge, like, I saw her as a mixed person, and she can tell people whatever she want to tell people, but I'm not trying to be shitty when I say this, but at this point, it's just very clear to me who is mixed. And I'm not trying to be shitty when I say that. And I feel like a lot of people may feel that way because, again, they're invested in the one drop rule. But with that being said, I think it's very weird when people who are mixed, like, just pretend like they don't have no other DNA other than their black ancestry. That's very weird. And I really hope that we divest from this idea of like racial purity around like blackness in terms of like percentages because a lot of people are using that shit. Like a lot of people are using us mixed people to make it seem like blackness looks mad different ways, and it really don't. I also want to segue for a second and talk about Chili from TLC, bitch. She's offended because she is powerful with blackness. Like, I mean that so genuinely. Like, it took me a while to really hold that, like, when you're not black and you have mixed ancestry and you say you're black, that is a privileged access. Like, that's a privileged identity. Like, it just is. And it's not for me to be debating with anybody. It's just me trying to uplift that, like, that is a privileged identity, period. And we have the ability to be in black spaces causing chaos, doom, and destruction. And people will, black folk will back us up because, again, of the backlash that could come from disconnecting us from blackness when we were never connected. When, if we were connected, we wouldn't be operating like that. Like, if we were actually invested in blackness and black people and not just exploiting blackness, we would be operating differently. But what was I gonna say? There was a damn. There was something I was tell you that had something that was like connected to the Amanda Seales shit. Chili from TLC. She made a post about how she's black and native and also Bangladeshi, and people are very annoyed with her. And like, I find it fascinating. I feel like growing up, like I thought Chili was black. I did. I never noticed that her hair was a particular texture. I never focused on that. I thought all the girls in TLC were black. However, in retrospect, the ways that like brown skin mixed people are seen as black in a way that like light skin mixed people are seen as, what are you, exotical, like the ways that like being browner skinned and having certain textures can put you in certain rooms. Those are things that I can't really speak to. Like the last one, especially, like I can't speak to darker skinned people being exotified in certain rooms based on texturism, featureism, and just other ways that like people will allow a darker skinned person to be in a certain space based on X, Y, or Z happening as well. Um, and so I just want to put it out there that like people talking about Chili was a fascinating moment because I do think that that's what I think a lot of us mixed people don't want to be doing. Like when I see, Chili going out of her way to talk about being a mixed person, it's very reductive, and I mean that with so much care because I do think that there are stories for us mixed people to tell, but the same story about being mixed with this and this and this, like I just feel like it's very there's just something very AKC. I'm a Lhasa Apso mixed with a Pomeranian. Like it's very much like I don't know. There's just something about it that's just very off. Because again, I feel like it's something that us mixed people do a lot. And I'm trying to name things that I've done as well, where we'll like look at our ancestry and be like, oh yeah, I'm Ghanaian, I'm Sri Lankan, I'm European, and it's just like, but you're not though. Like that's in your ancestral DNA, sure, but like that's not where you're from. You have no claim to none of that. Like you're a whole mixed person. And granted, I'm not saying that like you can't be celebrating or appreciating your cultures or not cultures, your places of origin if you're counting all 67, 37 of them. But just the ways that like us mixed people be operating in spaces like Chili talking about being a mixed person at this age, like at this point, it's very much giving like I want y'all to know I'm mixed, and you have to wonder what's the point at this point because there's a part of me that feels like I don't believe that like Chili ever was this vocal about being mixed. It's been the last few years that she's been very open, and in retrospect, I do want to hold that like I started talking about being a mixed person because I started to hear more emphatically from black women about the erasure of black women, about the harm that anti-blackness was operating, that anti-blackness was not just found in white people operating in a particular way, but also us mixed people operating in a particular way, also light-skinned people operating in a particular way. There are so many layers to what I was hearing that I felt very much that I needed to say something when certain conversations erupted, that I needed to preemptively talk about being mixed, that I needed to preemptively talk about being a non-black person. And I do try to like be candid, like in certain situations. Like I had a combo recently where a black woman was telling me, like she was like including me in blackness, but then a bunch of things happened where I was very much like aware that like she was experiencing something very different from me. Like she was telling me that she was afraid of where we were, and I was under the impression, based on what I had heard and what I had experienced, that we were in a quote unquote safer neighborhood. Not to mention, at some point, she was worried that we were in a Jim Crow or sundown town. And from my knowledge, that was not where we were at all. And so, just the ways that, like, her safety and agency was just like very much like centered as soon as, what up, Max? As soon as we were in a certain situation, a certain area. And the way my ass is just kind of like, we're good. And I just, again, I want to just impress that, like, I'm not saying I'm not black to be on some, I hate blackness, I hate black people, I hate my black ancestry, I have no interest in black identity. That is not the case. It's more that I'm understanding as I listen to black women that there has been an erasure and a consistent erasure that has been enacted not just by white supremacy, but also certain black cis men and certain black people in general. And this is not to necessarily name folks that are not black cis men as harm doers automatically or like all consistently. It is more so to name that, like, there are people being gaslit, there are people being held to a certain standard of care for us mixed people, to the point where if a black woman doesn't want to share space with mixed women, there is a debate to be had, seemingly, when the reality is it's her right to not be bombarded with mixed people. It's her right to not have to consider the feelings of us mixed people. It's her right to not want to have to say, I'm monoracially black. It's her right to not have to do all that extra labor. And yet, there are a lot of those mixed people who, once we engage in that, people will come to our defense as if we're being harmed or attacked, and someone is really just trying to maintain their identity. So, what up, Shed? With that being said, like, I've not always had this information, and so I'm sure you will find on the internet instances where I was naming myself as a black person, instances where I perhaps was defending other mixed people, instances where I was perhaps communicating in bad faith. And I think it's important to leave that content up for the simple fact that I am no longer there, but I was. And I want people to consider that, like, where you're at right now doesn't have to be where you stay. And I think that that's such a beautiful thing, right? That, like, we can grow, that we can actually transform. More than grow, we can transform and not necessarily have to stay at the same place we always were before. And it's not an easy thing, but really, what is easy? Like, really, when you think about it, like, what has been really, truly easy and effortless? It's just not, I can't think of one thing. But I do think that getting to that point has been necessary for my connections with not just black women, but black people in general. Because I never want to be in a room talking like I'm a black woman and there's black women around me looking at me, noticing me, like having to suffer through the violence of me, uh, quantifying my fucking black father's blood in order to be in certain rooms. Like, I just, the more I think about it and the more I listen, more than think about it, the more I'm just sitting with the embarrassment of the lack of thought I had around my identity, but also the ways that some mixed people are absolutely flattening their identity for privilege. And that conversation doesn't happen very often. That conversation doesn't really include just the nuance that, like, I don't believe for one second that anyone who is not a black cis man is wanting to have their representation be couched in mixed people. And yet, um, there are some people who will still fight to see us in certain spaces. And I've had conversations with some black folks that, again, they were not deciding one day, like, oh, I want to erase myself. It was more that, like, there are so many mixed people bombarding the screen, bombarding in certain spaces. Like, we are actually colonizing black spaces, and unless the silence is broken by us, a lot of black folks are going to be getting gaslit and beat the fuck up in comment sections and in real life situations based on the perception that there is a fight happening where darker skinned monoracial people are disliking light-skinned people who are mixed. That's never been the case. The reality is that mixed people have always been installed in black spaces for a reason. And we must look through history to really place ourselves in that context, because a lot of those light skinned people were used as snitches. We were used as the uh, the person to run some kind of interference when there was a desire to harm black folks. A lot of mixed people have been implicated in a lot of bullshit. And we don't talk about it. And I say we as in like us mixed people don't talk about it because we're either flattening our identity or we're exotifying ourselves by talking about how we're from every continent in Africa. You remember Raven Simone? You have to think about the function of that, the function and the point of saying shit like that. When, in my humblest opinion, I feel like us mixed people could be used for some good. Like, we can be the reminder that, like, race is fake. You know what I mean? That, like, people can look a certain way and still not be that. You know what I mean? That, like, anti-blackness really is, resting in, or rather the harm of anti-blackness is really being directed towards deep dark skinned people. Like, the more conversations we have about identity, the more we can get clear about like who is being marginalized. And folks continue to miss that not all black folks are how would I say this? Not all black folks are experiencing colorism. Not all black folks are experiencing ableism. Not all black folks are experiencing poverty. Like, there are lots of layers happening, and so it's just important to remember that, like, when we're talking about anti-blackness, we're talking about colorism, we're talking about all these other oppressions. They're all actually interconnected, and so the more we're clear about what's happening over here, we can turn our head and start to see what's happening over here as well, and over there, and over there, and we start to hear violence in a way that we didn't before. And before I get the fuck up out of here, I want to leave you with something I said on my last live that I think I deleted. But there was a conversation happening on Prince Shakur's channel. Prince, as in Princeshakur. They made a video about Nikki Giovanni and James Baldwin. If you've ever seen it, there was an interview that Nikki Giovanni and James Baldwin had. And a few years ago, or I feel like it's been probably a decade since I've seen it, but I remember the first time I saw it, I thought it was amazing. The first time I saw it, I thought James was saying some shit. And it's funny now to be in my 30s and listen to a man speak and just hear how much he is not saying shit. And I'm grateful as fuck because, bitch, like, there's been times where I've really tried to listen to a man genuinely. I know I'm not alone. I know I'm not the only person who's tried to listen to a man and really just was like, what the fuck was he talking about? Like, And so with that being said, like, to hear James Baldwin talking to Nikki Giovanni and notice how he's mansplaining, to notice how he's advocating for violence against black women under the guise of black solidarity, to hear the things that he's saying echoing from other black men in this age that we would immediately call a hotep, that we would immediately call anti-black. Thank you so much, boo. Not the plot. You're so cute. I cannot deal. Thank y'all. Y'all are sweet. Y'all are very kind. But it's like only in retrospect do you sometimes notice that like you were actually listening to violence, that you were actually witnessing violence. Like that's not every day that we get to hold that like we're actually hearing something that we just didn't know before and now we can't unknow it. And so I'm also trying to sit with that like there's gonna be times where you actually have to go back and ask, what the fuck was this really about? And listen again. Because you're not going to hear violence every time. You're not going to always know. You're not going to always, have, um, okay. You're not going to always have you're not gonna always have the range. Like I just feel like you're not gonna always know. You're not gonna always have the range. And I just feel like it's important to just like sit with that. Like just sit with that reality that like we just don't always know. We don't always have the range. We can't always do it. We need help. We need support. Um, but most importantly, like I think like it's very important to examine things that like radicalize you because you may find that you were still, searching, you were still working, you were still trying to figure it out. And maybe, you can give yourself a little bit more grace that like you can actually see like where you've grown. But I also think that because we live in a patriarchy, I think that that's par for the course. Like when you're disenfranchised, you're gonna always be understanding, like over and over and over again, like how disenfranchised you are. Like I don't think that that ever stops. Like I think about like when I started to like get more invested in Black political and creating content, and how like I would just constantly be finding out ways that the world is anti-Black, and how like I never really was like safe or free, like to just like live my life and like not have that affect me as well. And so like the more you are like living as a trans person, existing as a woman, existing as a Black woman, existing as a queer person, a disabled person, you're gonna continuously be finding out like, oh, I'm under attack. And it's like a lot, bitch. Like the earth already disabling us like in all different types of ways. Like some of y'all know what I'm talking about, like the fucking sidewalk be all fucked up, and then you're fucking, well, like the sidewalk be uneven, and then you go to walk, and then your knee gets hurt because like it's uneven. But how could you know that? Like there was nothing indicating that like you could be hurt over here. And then like just the ways that like we're going through a lot collectively. And then on top of that, we gotta deal with this shit. Like on top of all of that, we have to deal with all the other added layers of bullshit. And mm, I wish, like, you know what? This is gonna sound really dramatic, but like when I was growing up, I remember seeing like older women talking about how much they love chocolate, and like I've always thought chocolate was good, but like I never felt like I gotta have chocolate all the time. Now I literally feel like I'll probably beat somebody ass if they had chocolate and I didn't. Like it's like I don't know what's going on with me, bitch. I don't know if I'm going through the change of life or what, but I just finally understand what bitches be needing. Like I don't know, maybe I've experienced. Maybe it's like patriarchy gets you to a point where like you need that motherfucking endorphin from the cacao. I don't know. But I'll be real. The way I wanted to steal that cocoa tree, bitch. I know I'm not right. I know something wrong. Let me stop. I thought chocolate is just so fucking perfect. Like, oh, obsessed. Anyways, thank you for listening to Ramble. Thank you for like caring that I fell. I appreciate y'all for just like holding space for a bitch. I really can't wait to just get back out there and just stomp around and be living my full life. But I've really just been trying to take it easy and not re-injure myself because I really have been just having like just nightmares of falling again. Like that's really where I'm at mentally. Is like I hope I don't fall again, because I'm just like I just keep having like intrusive thoughts about like skinning my knees again in the same exact spot and like just like going just deleting after that because I'm just like I can't bear it again. Like the pain is so bad that I've been just like the way I just like randomly scream, and I wanted to last night, but there were a lot of white people around, and I was so scared. I was like, I want to scream so bad because my knees are hurting. But if I scream, I know the white people around me are gonna think just think like bad things about me, and I hate that feeling when you want to be authentic, but you know white people will think like you're a witch or like you're demonic or something, and it's like no, bitch. Like I hate that double think when you're just like, oh, I want to have like a completely reasonable reaction, but these white people are gonna think that I'm a part of that carnival. Or you know what I mean? Like I just think I have those thoughts all the time where I'm just like very aware. that white people are going to see me do something fucking wild and like just be like, yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all for kicking it. Thank you for vibing. I'm like, mm, I'm just trying to take care of myself the best way I can, and I'm still learning how. But I'm really excited to have my new roommate. I think that's the crux of why I came. Is there's gonna be like a third voice in the apartment, and it's gonna be my homegirl up there, and I'm excited. Also about oh my god, I just realized that like my friend actually called me earlier and told me that her and her sister had to beat up her mom, and it made me so sad because literally her mom literally just told me that like I could come over whenever I want to hang out, and I was so looking forward to it. Not even 2 hours later, my friend is like, "Bitch, me and my sister just had to beat up my mama, and my grandma had to break it up." I was like, and it's Mother's Day, ho. And it's Mother's Day. Can you imagine getting your ass beat by your own seed? I'm distressed. I'm not looking up big words. I'm not doing that. Like, why would I look up what you're trying to roast me? Like, you got if you wanna listen, if you wanna be a roaster, if you wanna be out here with all these 16 wheelers, you gotta have a joke that everyone's gonna understand, bitch. You gotta have a good joke. And honestly, today I'm looking very fucking cute. So like, you're not gonna have a good one. Yeah, no, I don't care. I don't care if it reminds you. Y'all can look it up if y'all want to, but I'm not doing no extracurriculars on the live. You know, I can't. If it's not popular enough character, it's not funny. You lost me. You gotta be on point. You can't just be. Listen, you wanna be a roaster. You wanna be on top. Like you gotta really come with the joke. And it's like you just don't have one. Not today. Just wait. I'll be busted again. Just wait on it, dude. Probably not for a while though, because the sun is out. Like in the winter, I don't care how I look. You're not calling me Baymax. I know about that one. I know that that's a fat joke. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna let you head out, Chief. Cause it's not. Again, when that person said I look like the caterpillar off A Bug's Life, I just wanna say, cause of that day, I really fucking did, bitch. Like the way my banties was sitting, bitch. I swear to God, I looked like I'm a little butterfly. Like it really was giving. Like they were very clever. I'm crying. Like, listen, there be some funny jokes every now and then. But a lot of y'all just want to be like, you're fat. Huh. Like, bitch, we know. What's next? Like, what's the. Like, can we all laugh? I just feel like a good fat joke, even the fat bitch gonna laugh. Like, that's how I feel about it. If I can't laugh with you, it's. You just keep it. Just keep it in the grass. Again, I've been roasted by so many people that it's just like, I know it. It's funny. I don't be laughing at all of them. Unfortunate. With that being said, though, there's a damn. I hate that I can't remember her last name, but if you type in stand-up comedian Zainab, Zainab, there's a black, darker skin, Muslim woman who talks about her experiences being a black Muslim and her experiences living in New York, her experiences with men. She's made so many really funny shorts on YouTube. If you're able to laugh and see her, I hope you do. Um, she just kills me, like truly. Like she made a video about after 9/11 and being a Muslim and feeling worried to go outside. And her friend was like, Zainab, you black. And I was dying, bitch. The crowd was crying. She was like, bitch, you good? Like, I was just like, bitch. And then she was like, whenever I tell people I'm Muslim, they be like, oh, in jail? It's just like, no, bitch. And I'm just like, again, just the comedy from a black Muslim person. Because I feel like I haven't seen many Muslim comedians. That may be my ignorance and my lack of looking. But a black Muslim comedian, I've never seen. So I'm grateful for her. The just the comedy and the energy, it was given. But if you see her, she also dresses like very, very well. And so it's kind of like watching a model do comedy, which I think is a very fascinating thing. Because I feel like a lot of times, like I'll notice a lot of comics who are women will either go super hard into looking kind of like regular, like jeans and a t-shirt, like nothing too quote unquote femme. But then there will be like other comedians who lean into like looking like hyper feminine, and kind of using like, I don't want to say masculine tactics, but kind of like being a bro who's hot. And I just feel like that's not her energy. Like if anything, I feel like she's able to kind of give you something different every time. I feel like there's times where I can tell that she's come from New York from as a younger person, but there's also this air of like I've worked in corporate and had to deal with some Beckys that were crazy as hell. Like I just feel like there's an energy about her that's really fun, and I really appreciate her energy, and I'm really grateful that I get to perceive her. I've been really enjoying watching stand-up comedy, but it's really hard to find good stand-up comedy these days, unfortunately. There's a lot of stand-up comedy that is just weird. Like, bitch, I wanted to get into the Cat Williams Midnight Special. The way Cat Williams was able to use the Shannon Sharp interview to leverage that $1 million contract, and sweetie, there was a transphobic joke like the first 7 minutes. I did not finish it. Not even 7 minutes. It didn't even get 5 minutes in, bitch. That shit hurt me. I was like, Cat, you are a man who is constantly wearing the most auntie ass 27 piece and shit. Like, sweetie, you are a part of the trans community. I need you to stop. Like, this is the shit that be killing me. It be the most very much agender, non-binary ass motherfuckers being anti-trans that be killing me. Like, you are not operating like a cis man, bitch. Get with it. Like, I'm tired. Like, it be people really out here, like I know there are people, like, that's the other thing too. The whole, like, Cat Williams pimp chronicle, isn't that fascinating that to be a pimp, like, to say that he's a pimp, or even saying you're a pimp, like, that means what? That you're wearing more flamboyant clothes, you're wearing long wigs. I just find that fascinating. Like, you're getting your hair pressed, and you're a pimp. There's just something there for me. There's something there for me. You're selling bitches. Respectfully. You're selling access to women. Respectfully. And you're pressing your hair out. You're getting a hat that is very big and with lights on it. It just makes me wonder, like, what's really going on some psychological shit. I'm not trying to even be funny. It's just like, what is the point of you defying gender norms and then gatekeeping them at the same time? Like, what's the makes you really wonder, you know? Like I just feel like certain things people say is so they can excuse certain behavior in certain contexts. Made me think of how my friend in the South said, if I went to a church and I was wearing women's clothes and makeup and shit, they wouldn't say shit. But if I tried to go to a restaurant, they would beat my ass. And I'm like, You're very welcome, Fardo. You have a good, smooth move. Some of y'all are so thirsty. You know what? I really hope for all my touch stars people out there that you touch your own stuff, your own self. I know it's not the same thing, but running your hand across your chest, playing with your fingers, playing with your hair, scratching your scalp. There's a lot of things we can do for ourselves, and I hope y'all are doing it because I've been talking to so many people recently who say that they're touch starved, and I wish there was a way for us to connect and just give each other hugs, braid each other's hair. You know what I mean? Like non-sexual touches. Because I feel like there's a lot of people about to get ate up this summer just because they want to get touched on. And I just want you to know it's okay to ask someone to just hold your hand. It's okay to ask someone for a non-sexual cuddle. It's okay to say, get the fuck out of my house, you're a weirdo. I told you I did not want to be sexual with you. It's okay to say no. I want y'all to know that. I know it can be hard to say no because we want to be touched. But if people are not asking you how you like to be touched, that's a red flag. Before you go into being physical with anybody, I really want you to be strong and say, how do you want to be touched? And if they don't return the question, bitch, that's a real fucking problem. You need to be finding people who are comfortable to tell you exactly what they want to do with you. And if they're not confident, that's another red flag. I'm just saying, babe, and I'm only telling you this from experience, okay? I failed to ask questions of certain people, and I've been in situations where I was not getting my needs met. And if I would have asked questions, it don't mean that they would have necessarily told me the truth, but I would have absolutely been able to have a little bit of a foundation on what the fuck we about to do. Just want to put that out there. And I was telling my friend recently, like, one thing that I've been liking to do is do massage trades with people. Because it's like, if you want to be, me too, Rich, I love when people are touching me in a way that doesn't feel sexual. Like, I feel like a massage trade, a hand massage, a back massage, hand trade, massage trade, scalp massage trade. There are a lot of ways to be getting our physical needs met without us having sex. And for the people that want to have sex, I just want to challenge you to ask yourself, do I desire this person or do I desire to have sexual connection? And depending on which one you know for yourself is the truth, maybe just make a plan. If you know you want emotional connection, maybe wait on being sexually intimate. If you know that that's what you desire, if you know you desire this person in your life, maybe wait on that. But if you know that you want to have sex, you know that you want to like just have it be a physical connection, have fun. But just be real with yourself because a lot of us are also again we're touch starved, and we can start to get touched on and start to think this is the love of my life, this is not supposed to be, and it's not what it's supposed to be. You've just been lonely, bitch. So I just want you to know, from your friend, it's okay if you're lonely. That's not a problem. Like being lonely is honestly a part of being human. Sometimes we don't have access to everybody we want access to. Why does that make us a bad person or a loser or anything negative? A lot of people don't have access to the people that they need in their life. That is not anything that makes us bad or anything that makes us lesser. What can happen though is we start to think that we may never get it again. We may never get a good touch, a good hug, a good kiss. And that may feel very painful, like to really think that this is the last, or that was the last, or never again, or for the people that have never had experience sexually or romantically or physically, like it can feel like you're waiting forever. But just know the longer you wait, you're not like wasting your time. You're not ruining things. You're not like behind. Like that's not even real. Like I need you to know that from the bottom of my heart, gaining sexual experience is the key. Okay, it's the key. Virginity, that's not real. Like you not having had sexual experiences before, that's real. You being pure, that's not real. You having a lack of information around sexuality, that is real. And so when we frame it that way, we start to hold that like there's so many ways to experience sexuality, right? And so what makes you not a virgin anymore? What really takes away quote unquote innocence? I just want you to think about that. Think about all the different ways we can be intimate with each other and think about all the different ways we can be romantically connected. Do those necessarily coincide with what the fuck you're trying to do? Because some of us don't want to be touched. Some of us don't want to be sexually intimated a certain way. Like for me, I don't care about penetration. I know a lot of people do. I don't. It's not the make or break for me. But for some people it is. For some people they really need penetration and that is the only way they get off. For some people they need kissing before they have sex. Like a lot of makeout. Some people need a lot of foreplay. There are a lot of things that people need or desire. Does not necessarily mean anything good or bad. It's just a name that, like, when we think about sexual experience, some people are not really thinking about the things you're thinking about. So it's important to name what it is that you like, what it is that you're looking for, what it is you're interested in. And if you don't know, leave it that. Because you may find that you're in a room with someone who also is lacking experience, which is not a problem. Like, you can gain experience with another person that is experience that y'all neither have had together, but together you are having it, or rather you haven't had before, but together you're sharing. So I just want to just put that out there that, like, I've met a lot of people recently who have never had a partner, never been on a date, never had sexual experience, and I feel like the first thing that I notice is, like, they say it with shame. They say it in a way that is kind of like anxious and unsure. And I just need y'all to know, like, as someone who has fucked a lot and has, like, lived for real, um, yeah, like, I don't want to say you're not missing anything, because I feel like that's obviously not true. There's something out there to experience. But with that being said, I think one thing that I would have to, if I could go back in time and unfuck some people, I would. And I also would prioritize naming my needs sexually, because sex, for some people, and this is why you ask questions, some people, sex is like quiet, some people, sex is loud, some people, sex is painful, some people really need pain to experience pleasure, some people cannot handle any pain with pleasure. And so you really need to be asking people what is pleasure to them, what is sex to you, because other people than you have different experiences. Um, if you have severe crabs, I would suggest that you go to a clinic, absolutely Planned Parenthood. I feel like they definitely will help you and get you right. Definitely hit up the Planned Parenthood below, and they're always pretty close by. I think there's usually one downtown, so it's real easy. I'm that side girl somewhere. Like, between me and you, I feel like being sexually engaged with anybody or like getting connected with anybody, it is a lot. Like, I just want to put that out there. Like, it's not easy, and I feel like even people that say like, "Oh, our relationship's so healthy," it takes collaboration, which is labor. So don't be so quick to jump into romantic connections. I know I'm not leading by example. I know you should have probably listened to me based on how quickly I have jumped into them. But I feel like that's why you should listen to me. Because I've absolutely jumped into relationships very quickly. And unfortunately found that, like, I didn't give myself enough time to, like, get to know this person. In this situation, I can't really take an L here because I said no when they said they wanted to date me. Like, when they asked me to be their girlfriend, I was like, "You're on probation." I was like, "We need at least 3 months of consistency, bitch, before we can bet on you." And if I'm being genuine with you, the more time that we spend, the more I notice that, like, we're actually good friends. I don't feel a need to, like, be in any kind of romantic, like, deep thing with them. Like, I really don't. Like, if anything, I feel really excited about, like, new romantic prospects because there are some needs being met here, but not all. And I feel really grateful that I am connecting with someone romantically that knows they will never fulfill all my needs, and that is okay, and that I deserve to have other people meet my needs. I deserve to have other connections outside of them. I deserve to get my back blown out by people who want to blow out my back. You know what I mean? Like, all of these connections that I'm creating are with people that are working on jealousy, working through, a lot of trauma, and me as well. And so I'm just really excited to be in this space, romantically, friendship wise, because I feel like all of my friendships are really solid right now, and I also feel like a lot of my romantic connections. Yeah, bitch, I fell. I'm a survive. I'm a survive. But I scraped up my whole legs, bitch. I'm looking wild. While my friend said she thought I was fucking skateboarding. That's how wild they look. What should you do about mental health? Call 211, babes, because they got a line on there where you can talk to somebody and they won't hang up on you. They'll let you talk for a long time. Trust me, I know. It's just an empathetic listening. It's a PS for anybody who needs a little bit of chat. But with that being said, I'm about to go take a fucking nap. I'm about to go put my legs up. I'm about to go try to motherfucking survive, bitch. I know I'm being really dramatic, but I'm in pain. I'm in pain, and I'm on a lot of meds. So yeah, bitch. I just remembered that I got some bacon to eat upon. But yeah, thank y'all so much for being loving. I hope you have a good night. Bye.